What's good, everybody? So today I want to share with you a really amazing tool that I found called Raycast. And I'm going to show you how, as a video editor, you can incorporate this tool into your workflow to do a lot of things that were mundane much faster. It's made video editing faster, it's made video editing easier, and it's made video editing more fun for me. A couple of the things that you're going to leave this video today with is going to be a color picker that allows us to quickly grab any color that is on our screen and store it for use. A way better way of accessing our files and our downloads and our video assets, including something called an image wallet where you can quickly search for all of your favorite images and add them to the timeline. We'll also be able to access all of our assets very easily. We'll have instant access to AI, so you can ask AI pretty much anything, but in particular, let's say you have a question on how to convert an audio file from mono to stereo. Well, now we can quickly ask AI that without having to go to ChatGPT. There's even a YouTube extension inside of Raycast that will allow us to search for example for overlays or for copyright-free sound effects and quickly download them and use them in our projects. You will have a screenshot and clipboard history tool. So anything that you've captured in the past, whether it's a screenshot, a screen recording, some text that you copied, or an image that you copied, you can quickly grab anything that you have captured in the past. You'll be able to browse and install fonts. You'll be able to get GIFs in the blink of an eye, very important for comedic editing. And there's even more than I've said, but I don't want to kind of bombard you. Let's just get started. And luckily, it's actually really easy to learn, and you can get up to speed and experimenting and using this really by the end of this video. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and give you a crash course right now on what Raycast is. You can install it at raycast.com. It is pretty much like any other app, except we open it by hitting Option Space by default. I actually put this to Command Space to replace Spotlight, but you do whatever you want to do. And this is it, really. It's a very simple interface, and it is essentially just a big list of commands, which we have right here. We have applications right here. And then if I keep scrolling, I think there's probably some other stuff like AI commands and shortcuts and system settings. But basically, everything you see here is just like an action that you can perform on your computer. And we're able to either scroll, which is definitely the slow way. But if I wanted to open up Final Cut, I can just hit enter and Final Cut pops right up. But if I pull up Raycast again with the Option Space, then we can also do things that are a little bit more fancy. So if I go to this define word right here, actually, let me just search for it. So say I want to, let me back up. Say I want to define a word. What I could do is hit Option Space, bring up Raycast, start typing what I want to do, define word. We know it's a command. It pops right up here at the top. So since it is highlighted, I can open the command by hitting enter right here, and now I'm immediately able to define a word. Embarrassingly, I have already looked up sparkle and potato, so this clearly is not my first time recording this. But if I wanted to search for something else, we can look up the definition of greatness, and there it is. Now, here in the bottom right, you'll be able to see the keyboard shortcuts you can click to perform actions. So for example, if I hit Command K, I can pull up all of the actions that I can perform for this given a highlighted thing. So for anything I have highlighted, this is true throughout all of Raycast. So basically down here, you can think of as a legend for performing actions. So I want to show details of greatness. Since I have it selected, I can hit enter and it will do that. Now we can see if I want to hit enter again, I will open it in the dictionary. If I want to go back, all I have to do is highlight this, and I can either, of course, click it, classic, or I could hit escape to go back. Or if I want to go all the way back to the original search menu, I can hit Command Escape to do that. Let's go ahead and search for the first major command that is super useful. So one of the things that we always do on our computer is access files, right? The Finder window isn't the best because we have to point and click and think about the hierarchy of how we stored things, and it's just kind of annoying. What I prefer to do is use this command called search files here at the top. So again, I just search for it, and then this command pops right up, and we see I could either just open the command, or I could hit this Option K to see the other options I have. So we have open command. I can add this command to my favorites by hitting Command Shift F. That will just kind of have it be higher in the ranking. I can reset its ranking. I can copy the deep link, and I can do some other fancy stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and hit escape, and let's just run this command by hitting enter. And now I can search for pretty much anything on my computer. So let's say I know there's a PDF that I need to grab. I can start typing in what I know the name of that PDF is. It pops it right up. We see some details of it, which is great. If I hit enter, it will open it. Or if, let's say I want to do something like reveal it in Finder. I don't want to open it. I would just want to show it in Finder. Well, maybe there's an option for that. Let's find out by hitting Command K right here. And then, oh, would you look at that? If I hit Command Enter, I can actually reveal it in Finder. So I could click this, which is great, but I don't have to. Now that I know that shortcut and I know that this is highlighted, all I have to do to reveal it in Finder is hit that corresponding shortcut and it pops right up. This is basically the essentials. This is kind of all you need to know, but to take it a little bit further, and this is where Raycast becomes very powerful, is the ability to configure these commands so that we can run them even quicker than pulling up Raycast, searching them, and then running them. Here's how to do that. If I hit Command K again, we see here that I have the search files command selected, and I can go down here to configure command or configure extension. It might be a little hard to see here, but this is the comma. So I can hit Command Shift comma, which I will go ahead and do right now. And this actually pulls up the extension menu in the Raycast settings. Another way to get this is after you have Raycast installed and running, you can click this icon in the top, go to settings right here, or as you can see right here, whenever we have Raycast up, we can hit Command comma and it will immediately pull up the settings for Raycast. So, oops, I have a spotlight open. Anyway, we are in the extensions menu and we have search files selected, and we can do two things to make this search files command even more accessible for us. Because if you think about it, we're going to be searching for files all the time, multiple times a day, like easily. So we want to be able to access this command as quickly as possible. We can do that through either adding an alias, which I will do right now. There we go. Now the alias is F. So what this means is whenever I have Raycast open, oh, we already see I'm searching for it, but let's back out of here. Let's say I just opened Raycast. Now we see if I hit F and then space, it immediately executes that command. So it's the same thing as if I highlighted it and pressed enter, but now it's just a little bit quicker. So that's one way we could quickly access search files, or even faster is we can record a hotkey. So for example, if I want this to be Control Option F, I can assign that, and now no matter where I am on my Mac, anywhere, I can just hit Control Option F and it brings up this search files, and then I can just search for the same thing that I want to find, and then hit Command Enter and bring it up in my Finder, and then if I want I can drag and drop it, what have you. That is how we configure commands. There's a bit more to this app. There's like things like Quicklinks that we're going to go over in a second, but this is like the TLDR, like crash course. Now the last thing is the store, which we see up here. Clearly Raycast wants us to check this out because it's putting it at the top, and this is where the magic happens. We saw that there are a bunch of commands in different like applications and things already out the box, but the real magic is in the store, because the store is where the community builds extensions, which are essentially just bundles of commands that we can run, and it makes this thing like crazy powerful. So for example, we have this ChatGPT right here. Clearly it's the top, it's right here at the top under trending, and it has 51,000 installs, and this is like that quick access to AI that I was talking about. So installing extensions is exceptionally easy. Let's just go ahead and install this one by hitting show details. I just clicked enter. We can view an image of it, which is great. Get a little more details. Oh, I'll hit back through by hitting escape. We can see the description, readme, and then we can see the different commands. So we can ask we'll be able to ask ChatGPT questions through Raycast. We can save our answers. We can get the history of conversations, etc. So this clearly seems useful. Let's go ahead and install it by hitting enter, and it is installing, and there we're literally done. This changes to open commands now. So if I hit enter again, I can see these different questions, and this is probably a good example of one that requires a little bit of setup. So some extensions will require you to put an API key. I think the YouTube extension will also have us do that. I don't want to go too deep down that rabbit hole, but I will link a video in the YouTube description to get API keys. If you really just need instructions, all you're going to have to do is click or hit Command I, or you can click this about this extension, it'll open it up and give you a bit of instructions on how to get this set up. So don't let that scare you too much, but I'm going to go ahead and cut right now to getting my API key so you don't see it. There we have it. And now I just have to hit Command Enter to have that officially set up. So now I can ask ChatGPT anything. So, and to show you I'm not crazy, let's go ahead and ask the question I talked about in the example. So how, let's do ask question. How do I convert mono audio to stereo in Final Cut Pro? Don't make fun of me for editing in Final Cut, please. Thank you. And there we have it. It is streaming our answers. So this is great because we can just pull up, this, ask ChatGPT a question, and then just escape out of it without really ever leaving Final Cut or whatever your editing software is. So this is an example of that. I'm going to go ahead and hit escape to go back. You get the point. And then just to really land this home, let's go ahead and say ask question to pull this up again. Let's go ahead and hit that configuration command. So we'll do, I believe it was Command Shift comma, or if you ever forget, you can just hit Command K, bring up the actions and select it from there. But since I have it memorized, I'll just go ahead and hit the shortcut. We're going to be asking ChatGPT a lot of questions, so we want to have easy access to it. So all we have to do is type in the alias right here of GPT. I can just close out of this. And now let's say we have Final Cut open. I'm editing, pull up Raycast, hit GPT, hit space, and now boom, we're asking AI a question. Pretty amazing. Also, by the way, if I hit Command W, it will just close Raycast. So that's how you get out of it. Now, hopefully all that makes sense. There again, just check out the walkthrough and ask me any questions if you have them. But that's it for the crash course. And now let's get into the meat and potatoes and install all the extensions that we use during our editing workflow. So to do that, open Raycast, go to Store. Feel free to do this along with me. And I'm just going to overwhelm you, and we're going to install a bunch of extensions, and then I'm going to go through each one and kind of tell you how it works, give you a little crash course on each, and then it's up to you to kind of take this and start integrating it into your workflow. I do recommend you kind of take one extension at a time. Take whatever is like most important to you or the most exciting, learn that one, get some muscle memory built up, and then kind of add on and build on from there. Raycast isn't going anywhere, but it's important for us to kind of like realize that we do take time to adopt these new behaviors. So don't let this overwhelm you. Just know that there is a lot of growth to be had through Raycast here. So I'll get off my high horse and let's get some of these extensions. So in no particular order, let's go ahead and do search, folder search here. This is amazing. I already have it installed, but you're going to want to install this one for sure. So grab this. This is what it looks like. We'll go back. There is the download manager. This one's pretty awesome because it will allow us to, we can scroll here, manage our downloads. We can open the latest download, copy our latest download. If you grab new assets and stuff, this definitely comes in handy. So we're going to install that real quick. Oh, look what we have here, the YouTube downloader. We're going to want to grab that. Go ahead and hit enter, install that. We're going to type in just YouTube itself. And this is kind of weird. So the YouTube that you're going to want to get isn't at the top here, at least as of the recording of this video. It's not, but there's one with a bunch of installations that says search videos, channels, and more. We're going to want to install that. And I wonder if I could, here. So, okay. I've been installing it by like showing details and then hitting install extension, right? But there might be a faster way. And normally if you're asking that question, there actually is a faster way. So let's go ahead and see if we can install this straight from this initial store search menu by going to actions right here. So Command K, and oh yeah, cool. So install extension right here. So I don't have to go into the menu. I can just hit Command K and install it. There we go. Now I can hit escape to clear this YouTube search right here. And what else are we gonna get? Let's get the color picker. This one's super cool. Now I can just hit Command return or Command enter, install that. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and get some GIFs on deck. Very important. Let's do, what else do we have? Let's do fonts. We can search and use Google Fonts straight from Raycast, which is great. That's it for now. I'm probably missing something, but it's okay. I am definitely missing something, and that would be the image wallet. Grab this, install it. It lets you quickly search from a bank of images that you can store, and you can easily grab them by the image and add them to your timeline. Let's just get started with these. So let's do one of my favorite, which is this folder search. So go ahead and search for search folders, And now that we have this selected, we can hit go to actions, we can grab configure command, and let's get this set up here. So I have this as the alias FF, and then I have search files as just F. You can set this up however the heck you want though. So now if I bring up Raycast, I can hit FF and then space to immediately engage in the search folders command. And I know I have a assets folder. So let's go ahead and just look for that real quick. I think it's called Tyler Assets. There it is. And it's at my desktop, which is great. And if I hit enter, it will just bring it right up. And then I have pictures and I have sounds. So pretty straightforward, but one thing that is very powerful with this search folders extension is if I go ahead and search for, let's do Tyler Assets again, assets, what I can do is go to actions down here and we can see, I typically like to browse these just to see what options I have because there are a few really awesome options in this extension. So one thing we can do is pin it. So if I hit Command Shift P, I can pin it. I'm definitely going to want to do that. Let's go ahead and look for pics too. So here we go, our pics folder, which is inside of our Tyler Assets folder. I'm going to want to pin that one because I'm going to use it a lot. And then let's look for sounds. I have way too many sounds folders. A lot of these are just coming to Mac, but pinning it allows us to kind of sift through all the noise. And now if I back out and if I type FF to engage in the search folders command, it has these up automatically, which is amazing. Not only that, but let's say I downloaded something from the internet. So for example, if I type in cat image, and then I can grab this real quick. This one's cute. And then remember that manage downloads extension. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up Raycast, and then we have show latest download right here. What does this do? Let's just enter it. Hit enter to execute it, and it opens the downloads right away. That's super useful. Actually so useful that I'm probably gonna wanna configure this to something. So let's just do that super quick by hitting Command Shift comma. I'm just doing this live with you to show you like the thought process when we're working with Raycast. So I can have this not copy latest download. Let's do show latest download. So this shows it in the folder. We can have this be, let's do just a random shortcut for now. So let's say I just downloaded this and I know I want to open it. So what I can do is hit Option D and it will immediately open the downloads folder. So that's really nice. And then what I can do is open up Raycast again, hit FF, or if I want, I can have this be a hotkey, which I actually recommend. But either way, execute this search folders command, and we know I want to put it in the pictures. And what I can do, if I search for the actions here, I can send Finder selection to folder. So if I hit Command Shift S, then I can basically move this file right to pictures, and boom, there we go. It moves it right for us. So as you can see, we can start to really string these things together to just navigate our system exceptionally fast. This would be even faster if I did, instead of FF, if I did something like Control Option F, then I could just do it even faster because all I have to do is hit a hotkey to bring that up, and it's wonderful, right? So enough of that. Hopefully all that makes sense. So that's search folders, and let's go down the list again. Also, I guess I pretty much covered these downloads. So if you want to do something like just quickly copy a download and then add it to your timeline, that's an option too. Maybe you don't want to stay organized, then there's an option here for that in this extension. Totally up to you, but it's useful to know that you have these tools. All right, and for the next one, I'm going to show you the color picker here. So I expand this. We have 3 different commands we can run. The first one, the main one, is pick color. So I'll type pick color, hit enter, and now my mouse transforms to a color picker. So if I want to snipe this pink, there we go. It copied color to clipboard. And what I can do is basically just paste it right in. So I'll just pull up Raycast to show you. I can paste it, and there we go. We have the color. Fun fact, Raycast also has a built-in color like converter, so we can see what color we have from the hex code. Very useful. But we also have the menu bar color picker command. So if I click this, pay attention to the top bar right here. It will add this little icon where we can grab any color that we picked historically. I grabbed this earlier. Or if we want, we can organize colors. Click that. We have these, which is really nice because I can quickly run this command, see all of the colors I've recently grabbed, and then if I want to copy them to clipboard, we have it, and then I can go to my timeline and then add the color to whatever graphic I need to add it to. So color picker, there you go, crash course. do with that what you will. Feel free to set that up with aliases and shortcuts. Definitely recommend doing that. And for the next one, let's see, we have the YouTube extension. So the YouTube extension is a little bit annoying, dare I say, because we have to add an API. Again, just hit this about this extension. It will take us to I'll just go ahead and click it. It will take us to this GitHub page where it tells us exactly what to do to get the API key. So don't worry. I'm going to go ahead and just cut to me getting this API key right now. Okay, there we have it. Hit enter, and now we can just search for videos. So say I want a car honk sound effect. I can grab this, and it just searches YouTube for me, which is crazy. And I can either hit show details, or of course I can hit actions right here. So let's go ahead and hit Command K, and I'll let you explore this on your own, but just so you know, what I do very often is just grab like the top one or the top couple and just download it. I assume since it's the top one, it's like popular and probably, feasible. Like this one has 781,000 views. I'm sure it's like a normal car honk, and I can copy the URL right here. So I'm gonna hit go back and just hit the proper shortcut for that. The URL is copied, and now I can open up Raycast again and do download video right here. It automatically pastes in what's in our clipboard, very convenient. And then if I hit tab right here, I'm in this format section, and by default it will download the video. But if I want just the audio, I can do that too. So little fun fact here, if I just hit tab, go to format, start typing audio, it automatically filters to this audio only selection. I hit enter. I want the whole thing, so it's 5 seconds long. I hit command enter to download it, which is wonderful. And then if we look right here, actually sometimes when we run commands, we have this new option T pop up that we can temporarily interact with the command's completion. So in this case, since the download is complete, let's hit Command T to open this up, and look what we have here. We can either just open it in Finder, or we can copy it to clipboard. So if I'm in a hurry and I just want to grab this really quick, I can hit Command Shift C, and I can just paste this right into my timeline. So this is so fast, right? Like, hopefully you can see that Raycast builds on itself, and the more you learn, the more you can just interact with a lot of stuff straight from it very quickly and continue about your work. So that is another awesome example use case. Let's keep going here. Those are more the complicated ones. We're gonna do one more slightly complicated one, and this is actually going to introduce you to the idea of quick links here. So quick links are not commands. So we were in the command section where it lists all of the extensions and then all of their corresponding commands, which are wonderful. But quick links are a little bit different. They basically allow you to just quickly access a few different things, but for our sake, we can either quickly open an app, which I will set up in a second, or we can actually search a website straight from quick links. Like I can search Epidemic Sound straight from Raycast with a quick link. Let me just set one up to show you, and you can of course check out their documentation for more details, but we're gonna just set one up right now. We'll call this Open Final Cut, and then here in the link we can just either choose a file or directory, or we can do some fancy stuff here with URLs, which I will do in a moment. But for the basic one, we're just gonna have this Open Final Cut. So if I click the folder, I can go to Final Cut, which is right here. Click that, hit open, and then just create the quick link by hitting Command Enter. I'm gonna go ahead and back out of this, and we see I can, just like with commands, add either an alias or a shortcut. So the shortcut I use to open up all of my favorite applications is Option and then like whatever the first letter of the app is. So in this case, Option F will open up Final Cut. So now let's just close Final Cut. This is probably too obvious, but if I hit Option F, it will open Final Cut for me. So just that much quicker. But then another fancier thing you can do with quick links. So let's go ahead and open Raycast. Let's go ahead and, if you remember, we can hit from this menu up here, we can hit Command, comma, to open up the settings of Raycast. We're already in the quick links section, and we can create a new one by hitting this plus sign and creating a quick link. And let's do something a little bit fancier. Let's search Epidemic Sound Effects. And to show you how this works, we're going to go ahead and actually go to epidemicsound.com. we're going to go to sound effects and we're going to do an example search. So let's say YouTube, the audio sucked, and instead let's try to find a car honk on epidemic sound. What I can do is just perform an example car honk search. I can go up here, I can copy this URL, because we can see right here, there's epidemicsound.com/sound effects search for the term car, some weird characters, honk. We can ignore the weird characters right now. The main thing that we need to do is just copy this URL, bring up Raycast again by hitting Option space, and then this menu persists. It's still up, which is wonderful. We can paste this in, and then it says include an argument by inserting query in the URL. What does this mean? Well, if I want to search for something other than car honk, I want to be able to search for anything, then I can replace this car honk with query, and now I can just create this. And let's go ahead and, while we're here, give this an alias by going to configure. We can say search epidemic, epidemic sounds, sound effect, who the heck cares, ESS. It could be whatever you want. Hit Option space, hit ESS, and now we see this query right here. So after hitting space, it will go into the query, and now I can search for clown noise. Why the heck did I think about that? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Doesn't even exist. But there we go. I can be anywhere, and I can just open up Raycast, do search epidemic sound, and then I can search for taps, and then I can hit enter, and boom, it opens up Safari, opens up epidemic sounds, goes to the sound effect, does the search for me, and I'm already here. I can grab the sound, go back to Final Cut, paste it in. Wonderful stuff. Or I can download it and then use the download extension to quickly copy that download and then paste it into my timeline. Again, these things chain react, allowing us to just do a lot of stuff much faster. So that's kind of Quicklinks in a nutshell through examples. Hopefully that helps. Let's see, what else do we have? What did I miss? So we have GIFs, pretty straightforward. If I just keep this as a search for GIF, like I just open up Raycast and then I just type GIF, hit enter. I can search for something funny like a cat, and then I can just copy the GIF by hitting enter. Let's go ahead and do this one, and then I can paste it, which is great. Another thing we have, again, Raycast opens up typically right where you left off, but if I want to go all the way back, all I have to do is hit Command Escape to go all the way back. And instead, let's look for a font, another package that we installed. Hit enter, and these are Google fonts, so if there is one that you need, then you can just grab it by highlighting it and then hitting font variants. We can see different ones, or if we go back, hit Command K. Again, these options are just the same over and over again, so once you learn this once, you're pretty much good to navigate Raycast through and through. We can hit download, and then it does some fancy stuff, opens up Google Fonts, and we can download it. Great, right? Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful stuff here. I think that's about it. Hopefully this is enough to get you started in playing around. The cool part is I showed you everything that you need to know to take and just explore yourself and figure out what works for you and what doesn't. And then a couple of honorable mentions that I want to mention are window management. So if I go to, let's just do it from extensions here. If I go back to commands, one thing that I use all of the time is this window management down here. So if I want to, let's say, move a window to the bottom half, then I have a shortcut for that. And if I open up Finder, I can hit that shortcut and move it to the bottom half, or the right half, left half, etc. So that's built right into Raycast. A very important one is to maximize it as well, which you can do right here. I have that be just a random shortcut, and then boom, now we can quickly sort of go down. Oh, nope, I don't want it down. I want it just maximize. Boom, we can do that. So that's a great one. Snippets are also super amazing because they're basically like advanced. Let's just create one. They're basically like advanced text replacements. So if I want to be able to quickly sort of expand my text and say I want to like have sort of my brand's links or something, then what I can do is type in brand, or let's just say website. We could say this is Tyler.com. I clearly don't have a website. Well, I kind of do, but it doesn't matter. We can say it's Tyler.com. We can have the keyword be something funky, like something like that. So what this means is whenever I type this semicolon T, it will actually expand into Tyler.com. So hit enter. Let's go to here, and let's say I want to add a link to Tyler.com for whatever reason in my video. Then I can just type semicolon T, hit enter, and it will be Tyler.com. A little teaser into snippets. There's more to them, but definitely just wanted to show you that to hopefully pique your interest, and you can check that out at your own time. So, oh, actually, I almost forgot. We have the clipboard history and the screenshot history. How could I forget? So if I type in clipboard history right here, I can hit enter, and we see everything that I have copied throughout the making of this video. So let's say I want to grab that camera sound effect or something like that I copied like even last week. Then what I can do is just highlight it, and then we see if I hit enter, it will paste it in Final Cut, because Final Cut is the application that is open behind Raycast. So hit enter, and then there we go. We literally just grabbed it from the past. So much easier, so amazing, a huge tool that I use every single day. And also screenshot history is a very similar thing. I don't think I have any screenshots, but just so you know, if you type in screenshot, we can search our screenshots, paste a recent screenshot. And cool thing with this is it has OCR. So for example, if I want to take a screenshot, let's just type in screenshot right here. Let's just go ahead and do this. Let's get crazy. I can run screenshot. I can grab maybe this. I can grab something like this down here, like camera shutter, just as an example. Enter. Now we have that screenshot. I can go to search screenshots, and it's right here, which is great. But it also is able to read what is in the screenshot. So if I know that I took a screenshot of this like camera shutter effect, I can start typing it, and it will filter for you out all the other screenshots, which is great. So that's really awesome. And then of course we can just copy the screenshot or do some other fancy stuff with it by hitting Command K right there. So man, pretty amazing, right? And there's a lot more to Raycast. This is really just scratching the surface, but just learn it over time, and hopefully this gets you excited. Hopefully this helps you get a good start and a good grounding on how to use this, and I hope this helps, and let me know if you have any questions. Peace, y'all.